Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemper here with the Teach and Grow Rich channel, where we manage your thoughts and you master your life. Today, we're going to talk about those scary moments, those things that we don't want to do, those challenging conversations. Maybe it's with a student, maybe it's with an administrator, a colleague, a parent. Those difficult conversations. How do we approach it? Well, we're going to talk about that and more. I'm going to give you, want to stay to the end because guess what? I'm going to give you a really cool strategy, a model that you can follow. But more importantly, I'm going to help you with your mindset. And this is really, really a powerful tool. But before we get into that, go ahead and like, share, and comment. That's how we build our community. I am here to help you. Trust me, I have been through it. I know exactly that the minute I changed my mindset, wow, the world just really opened up. I was a consummate blamer. And I just thought, boy, the world is against me. And then I realized I had all the power. And at first, it was kind of a bummer. I was like, really? I can't blame anyone. But then all of a sudden, I realized that is the power. The only thing to change is self. And so it's never about the students, it's never about the parents, the curriculum, the principal, nothing. It's always about you. And that sounds like that's dreadful. I can't blame anything, but also it is the most empowering thing. And so I can help you manage your class and get rich all in the same way. Everything that you do, you manifest the same way, whether it's a calm classroom or lots of money in the bank, right? Or perfect health. Doesn't matter. The point is, you have to decide who you want to be. It's about identity, knowing who you are, and making a decision. This is what I want to do. Like when I decided to be a teacher, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Nothing's going to stop me. And I knew right away, once I decided to be that person, I knew my lifestyle would change just a little bit. And then all of a sudden, people started changing. People started coming to me, and doors started opening because I made that decision. Okay, let's get back to it. You've got to, let's take a for instance, like you've got a meeting with a parent and you're just a little scared about that, right? And so you're like, oh my gosh, I know they're going to be hostile. They're going to be very, defensive, and they're going to accuse me. And, there might be a piece of fear. So we're going to explore the fears. This is how I help coach you. It's all about seeing that fear and really mitigating it and managing those thoughts and managing that story. So you might have a parent come in and you are looking at them. Oh my gosh, they're going to come in and do X, Y, and Z, and how do I react? Well, that is oftentimes they're going to cause me to feel a certain way. What if we flip that and said, I'm going to cause myself to be calm and confident no matter what is coming at me? If a parent is coming at me with bam, 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 I'm going to choose to be the cause of calm. And then my effect is them. And if I stay firm in who I am and knowing that I'm going to be okay, everything will be okay. Okay, so let's dive into that just a little bit more. So we decide, okay, we've got this parent coming in, and you've got these stories. They're going to be defensive. They're going to, point the finger. Well, one thing I do want you to do is think about exactly are you afraid of? And there's a fear. There's probably several fears, right? Your first thing will say, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how I'm going to react. Or you might be like, well, I'm going to go right back at them. If they come at me with anger, I'm going to go right back at them. And okay, that is an option, right? It may not have one, that would have a solution right away, but you want to go into a conversation with compassion, but yet know who you are and know that you want the outcome to be a peaceful resolution. Even though you might not have a definitive answer, you're still in the process of working together. That's ultimately what you want, is a respectful conversation that ends with All right, we're in it together, and we're gonna work together to help this student. All right, so the parent comes in. Here's the thing: before the parent even comes in, you're going to explore what exactly you're afraid of, and oftentimes it's some sort of lack. You might be like, "Oof, maybe I didn't teach that well. Maybe they're going to find out I'm a fraud and I'm not that good of a teacher." Right? Maybe they're going to find out that, ooh, maybe I probably graded them harshly. Maybe don't have all the uh, homework assignments. Maybe I'm a little disorganized. Maybe they're going to find out some sort of perceived weakness, right? And so you're feeling a little attacked and a little vulnerable because you might be found out, so to speak. And I will ask you, so what if that is true? Oftentimes we get defensive because we're scared that, oh, am I, it, whether or not it's true or not, you're feeling it and you're telling that story. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be found out. Maybe I'm not that great of a teacher. Maybe I am, picking on him, so to speak, or I am, I'm not a good teacher because Johnny isn't doing what he needs to do. Whatever the piece is, what I'm going to have you do is script, and you're going to revise. You're going to look at a scene. And so, what I would do in that situation, I would script a scene where I am talking with the parents. Maybe it's at the very beginning, and I take one evening, after class, or maybe it's sometime when your nervous system is kind of quiet and you're kind of calm. I'd get out a pen and paper and I'd start scripting. What does it look, sound, and feel like? Maybe it's just a portion of that conversation where the parent is coming in and they are angry and you're standing firm, but yet open and calm and relaxed. Your shoulders are back, you're nodding your head, you're listening, but not over, don't be disrespectful, just go, oh, okay. And maybe you're taking a few notes, but you're letting them get all that anger out. Because if you think about it, if you stay there and just listen, that anger will at some point dissipate, right? But don't say a word. Just go, okay. And maybe ask some clarifying question. What do you mean? When did that happen? Okay. And then once you script that out, what does it look like, sound like, and feel like from your perspective? What is that? How are you handling yourself? All right. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. I am confident because I know that I am able to listen. I know that we are going to get to the bottom of this. Listen, both you and the parents are probably feeling a little defensive and attacked because there's a lack there. There's a not enoughness because they probably think, oh, I'm going to get attacked because they think I'm not a good parent. You think you're going to get attacked because, oh, they think I'm not a good teacher. Well, take a look at that fear, acknowledge it, and then adjust it and just say, no, you know what? Even if I am lacking, maybe I didn't get all the homework assignments. Wouldn't it feel better to go, let me take a look and let's get to the bottom of this. That's how I talk to them. I want a solution. Let's figure this out together. You take a minute and then you go find all those assignments, or maybe you can't find the assignments or whatever. And just say, this is what I have. Help me to understand if there's a miscommunication. Is there something, I just need, and if you're just calm and cool, because really do you want the student to be successful? I mean, maybe that's another question you need to ask. And then once they feel like they're heard and then you're heard, and then you ask, like, okay, let's get to the bottom of this together. Then it's a together thing and it's not so much against thing. And so I script out every ounce of that conversation. So one evening I might script out me listening and then saying, okay, let's figure this out together. And then I might even script out another middle situation where I'm showing them on my computer, this is what I've found. They're saying, they still might be a little angry. That's okay. And then you're just talking through it. What are you saying? What are you feeling? What does it sound like? What I always talk about body language as well. What's your facial? What is it? How's your heart? It's nice and calm, right? And then so that's another evening. I'd script out the middle of the conversation. Then another evening, I might take and go, okay, what's the resolution look like? What does it look like at the end of that conversation? And they're leaving my classroom. Thank you. This is awesome. And maybe there's just complete gratitude. And there's a resolution, or maybe it's an ongoing process. The point is that you're working together. And maybe you don't have the complete story, but the only story that you worry about is that you both are on the same page, feeling good and supporting one another without judgment, without, any hurry or worry. You'll get to the bottom of this. The point is that you want Johnny to be successful, and success might look and sound differently for every student. And that's a whole nother video, but the point is, try scripting that out. You can do the whole conversation, but sometimes it's nice just to get a snapshot at the beginning, snapshot in the middle, and a snapshot at the end. Try that and see how it works. Go ahead and comment, scripting. How does it work? Let me know how if that works for you. I've got a ton of strategies that really, really do work, and it's so much fun. Okay, if you like this, go ahead and like, share, and comment. If you want more coaching, all my information is below in the description box. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.